All right, hello. I am unboxing the Omron. This is the handheld professional, you need a prescription, portable mesh nebulizer. This is not your Amazon mesh nebulizer. I got it on justnebulizers.com. Great shipping and customer service. I got it in 3 days, even though I got free shipping, which says 5 to 10 business days. This was $146. So it was quite the investment, but I was just so sick of my mesh nebulizers from Amazon not working. In a way, it's kind of weird because I'm kind of glad I messed up so much on those because I kind of prepared myself to take better care of this one. So I sort of did a semi-unboxing and I was going to do that live, but it was just way too much information and I was having to stop and read a lot. So I sort of already studied. So this is going to be a lot easier for you guys when you unbox it. So when you order it, it comes with a child size mask. And you can order a version that just uses batteries, or you can have one that can use batteries or the AC adapter. I ordered the one with the AC adapter as well, but it can also use batteries. This comes with a little carrying case. I will talk more about that a little bit later. So upon unboxing this, I see a manual and instructions both in English and Spanish. I cannot tell you how much more detailed this instruction manual is. And we're going to go through it because this is important information. Okay, first of all, I cannot tell you how many times it tells you not to touch the mesh with anything. And most importantly, don't even put the mesh under running water. That's how sensitive these mesh nebulizers are. Any minute deformation of that metallic piece is going to cause the nebulizer to malfunction. And quite honestly, if it weren't so portable and convenient and easy, I would just be like, screw it, I like an air compressor. I mean, really, I'll just lug that thing around with me. But this is really convenient and portable. And what I like about it is I can take it on trips. And I can take it to work. I can carry it in my purse. I mean, not that I would. It looks like a giant vape. So I will say that this is a great instruction manual. You have to read this from cover to cover. And so I pretty much did that. And I will share with you the salient parts that are very important. So interestingly enough, you are not to use a nebulizer near a cell phone. And that's what I've been doing. I've been nebulizing and scrolling because you're bored. So I guess I'll just read a book. And interestingly enough about this Omron is that once you get it filled up and it's charged, you can use it at any angle. So you can be lying down. That'd be kind of cool. It says operation at 360 degrees. So I guess if you're a circus performer, you can use it in the whatever you're doing. Okay. So add the medication slowly. There's a lot of safety precautions, people. Get ready. Do not allow the medication to overflow the medication port. I'll show you that later. Do not carry your nebulizer with medication in it. I was doing that with my last one. And interestingly enough, there's a huge section on batteries. Do not use different types of batteries, different brand name batteries. Do not use new and old batteries mixed together. Do not use lithium batteries. And the one thing this manual does not answer is, can you charge it and have batteries in there at the same time? So I'm going to be on the safe side and say it's one or the other. So you got to pick one, batteries or the charging unit. And I think I'm going to go with batteries for now. So, okay. Now, here it is. So this is the main unit at the bottom. It's got the battery thing here, okay? And be very careful. Put the battery cover in according to the slot. Got it? And it's got this little sort of a switch there. This is the kind of the top part where you attach your mask. There's a sort of a lure lock system that locks in the reservoir and the mesh as well. I will show you that. However, when you get to the nebulizer, it is not all together at all. The mesh itself, and this is interesting, comes in a separate bag. So this is the top of the unit. This is called a mask adapter. It slides off and upward. It will come like that in the box. Put that aside. Now, what does not come in setup is the actual mesh itself. So what I like about this nebulizer is that this mesh can come off. This is the actual mesh in here. It is very fine. I can't even see the perforations in it at all. I like that one side of it it's kind of indented in there so you couldn't touch it even if you wanted to. And it kind of comes off with a very slight friction grip on the top. This is just the plastic medication holder and the mesh holder. Now, the mesh itself is designed to be used for about a year, and then you can actually buy this separately. So, should you screw up your mesh, you don't have to replace the whole thing. Love that! But you have to buy it from Omron or just nebulizers.com. So I'm not getting any money from them for saying that, but I should. No hints or anything, I don't really need it. So this, they do advise that you clean your nebulizer before you use it first. And the way that you do that is you swish using the sides, gripping the sides and never touching the mesh. I think it tells you to never touch the mesh. Do not poke at the mesh with items such as a cotton swab or pin. Do not even run the mesh under running water. Do not use any kind of abrasive cleaners on it of any kind. It says do not use bleach, benzene, or thinner. Who would use paint thinner on a nebulizer? Someone must have. So what you do is you swish this before your first use in distilled water. Everything should be washed in distilled water in a little immersion, and then you let it air dry, probably on a clean cloth on a countertop, air dry. Don't wipe it. With a mild, probably a drop of mild neutral detergent. What is a mild neutral detergent? Well, I looked that up. It's baby shampoo, a drop of dish liquid. Which dish liquid? Well, 7th Generation and Dawn and Joy, Ivory. Those are really good options. I think that Myers one, although it's scented, it's very scented. So I would stick with the 7th Generation unscented or unscented baby shampoo. To be honest with you, I'm so paranoid at this point, I'm just gonna use distilled water. That's it. That's just me though. But yes, see, distilled water is very important. Now you place, once it's clean, you place your mesh on. So there's a beveled edge here. This is the side that goes against the flat side of your container. And then using the sides, the underside of this mesh, by the way, is pretty flush to the outer edges of the its holder, so you could be very much in danger of touching that. So be careful to only handle this with the edge of it, and then you put it on. It's just a friction grip, and it won't click in, okay? And it sort of just grips on there. I love that this piece is replaceable because you don't have to replace the whole darn thing like my other ones. You fill your reservoir with no more than 10 milliliters of your medication. It says over and over again, never nebulize with plain water. If you ever try that, it's actually very irritating. What's really cool is that there's a whole sciencey section which I'll go through in probably another video. And 10 milliliters of liquid is actually a little bit, like around 2 teaspoons. And if you have one of these little tiny little medication cups you get from like your drugstore with your NyQuil and your Robitussin, I always save one of these around so you can fill this up. And then it says that there is a line to indicate where to not go over. It's pretty near the top, so you really can't go too crazy with it. And there's a really nice rubber gasket on this one, way nicer compared to the other ones. And then there's sort of a conceptual design where like they have these 2 hash marks on the sides. See that? And I will continue this and then it just sort of clicks in. There's kind of a nerdy section in the back of this manual on pages 32 through 35. 34 tells you the approximate particle size, the mass median aerodynamic diameter of the particles extruded from this mesh is approximately 5 micrometers. That's pretty small. I think that the particle diameters for the Amazon mesh nebulizers was up to 30 micrometers. So that's actually significantly smaller. And it tells you the treatment time for 2 mLs, just 2 mLs is only 5 minutes. And it also tells you the micron diameter and the respirable fraction of different types of commonly nebulized medications, such as Pulmicort and salbutamol. That's really cool. So there's a really nice nerdy section here with a graph. You science people can look at that later. This will give you, on a fully charged battery, approximately 4 hours of use. And it will have a residual volume of half an ml, if even after you empty it. So that's why you need to clean it. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I guess I'm going to clean it and test it out and let you guys know how it works. I'm just really impressed with how detailed this is. And Omron's devices are made in Japan. This nebulizer was made in Japan, so I particularly love Japanese dental products. I also love Japanese cars. I know it's very un-American to say that, but you just can't beat them. They're so good. So I will get back to you and let you know how this goes. Nebulizing has been very successful for us in preventing illnesses. It is June 19th and I still haven't gotten sick. And I have started to feel sick on some occasions. So I'm very encouraged by that. All right, wish me luck. Hopefully I don't break this one too. So once your solution is in here, you close it and then it should click. It's not a loud click, but it's a click nonetheless. And to open it again, you push on these little hash marks very gently, I might add, and it will just open right back up. After every use, it is advised that you run only distilled water through the nebulizer for 2 minutes, just to let it clean its mechanism out. And then you empty the reservoir before you store it back in your container. So it does come with a nice little carrying case. However, the instructions say over and over again to not put the nebulizer with the AC adapter in the case. To me, that's just ridiculous. Like, why didn't you make the case a little bit bigger? Come on, we all want it in the same thing. Now, what am I gonna do with this? I have like a million other chargers. I have my phone charger, I have my like little face paddle charger, I've got my toothbrush charger, my water pick charger. What else? I had to buy a bag just for all those chargers. And guess what now? They're all white. So I had to use a Sharpie marker to label them all. What would I do? I would never survive in like the wilderness times. So this unit, if my only complaint with this is that it's not very, it seems to pop up pretty easily, I would have to say. So just be very gentle. Now, in order to replace this is, by the way, this metallic part is the vibrating unit. This will vibrate at high frequencies in order to generate the oscillations required to force the medication through the pores of the mesh. And believe it or not, the manual says you can, if you tip this at an angle, you can sort of rinse this with tap water as well. Although I probably won't be doing that. I'll probably just use distilled water for everything. It's not expensive yet. So then, once your medication is in the reservoir, you load the device onto the tip. Let's see here. And then notice it has that little lure lock. That's another thing too. You push it on it, but then you end up inevitably pushing on the cap that covers the mesh and opening it. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So this then now has a mesh a mask or mouthpiece adapter, and this goes on there. You just slide it on the top, and it has a somewhat satisfying click. Okay, and then it's a lot easier to take this whole thing off like that. So now, let's see here. There's an on-off button, and there's a battery indicator button. It will flash when it is low in battery, and it will stay on when it's absolutely low, in which it says to change it immediately. When it's turned on, this battery indicator light, it means it will not nebulize. Immediately replace both batteries with new ones. Remember, same kind, do not use lithium ones, do not use new versus old mixed together. These are very good. One thing I really like that the instruction manual is so detailed. I'm only getting started. Hang on. So, okay, let's see, what else? It even tells you how to use this. Okay. Yeah, so here is the AC adapter. Obviously, you cannot use it together with batteries, so it wouldn't have to specify that. So it goes in here, like that. And it too also has a sort of orienting mark too, so you put it in the right way. And it too snaps in place. And then I suppose you could use this while it's plugged in. Okay, so we'll see. It doesn't say that you can or cannot. Okay. I just thought it was really interesting that you shouldn't use your cell phone near it within a foot. I guess you can hold it really far away from you, which means that this is oscillating at a certain frequency, right? And then your phone is generating a certain frequency, right? So what frequency is interfering with the function of this? I thought that was interesting. So, okay. Wipe the dust off the AC adapter. The storage case is not intended to carry the AC adapter. Only use the included AC adapter. That to me, do not use an extension cord. Okay. What else? I thought it was interesting too that there is only a child mask, and technically Omron hasn't sent me the adult mask yet. So I have here the child mask. The child mask, by the way, they want you to clean the child mask after every use with a mild detergent and water, and take off the elastic pads or the elastic string. I don't think I'll go through that detail. It doesn't really fit over my face. This is definitely child sized. But it's nice too that the mask didn't come to inside the box all deformed. It pretty much was the perfect shape upon delivery. It wasn't folded up like some sort of, I didn't have to mold it like Play-Doh. So here is, as I wait for them to deliver my adult mask that I ordered with this, here is my Philips air compressor mask. Let me see if it fits. So you put the thing on here, and it kind of fits okay. So that's pretty good. Yeah. And what's cool about this is that once you tip it says to use it, you have to tip the unit about 45 degrees, and then once you see it sort of go into the you'll see the liquid saturate this inner chamber right here, then you can actually use it at any angle. You can be laying down, which is kind of neat. I probably won't try that but it says to immerse the vibrating element with the medication regardless of what position you're in. You want to make sure that that vibrating element, that little metal piece in here, this thing, oh, that's interesting. So you gotta be careful. See, sometimes things can come off separately. You wanna make sure this has liquid on it. I wonder if it'll be hard to tell that since everything is kind of semi-translucent. Okay. Alrighty. The device will automatically turn off after 30 minutes. That's kind of nice. Hopefully you're not so sick that you feel like you need to nebulize for more than that. How to clean it's very important. Once you're done nebulizing, so let's pretend that we filled it with liquid. You take off this little mask adapter, hold it by the top. Yeah, hold it by the top, I think. Yeah, otherwise the whole thing will want to come off. And you squeeze these two parts together, and then you hold this, make sure it doesn't come off, because even though it's only friction grip, there's no latch on there. You pour out your solution, and then you take this off. Oh, it's a good thing that they have it indented so far in there, because the tendency to touch it's very real just by trying to take it off. And then you run this in your distilled water, and then you also put some distilled water back into the reservoir and put everything back together. And then you can run it, just turn it back on and let it nebulize into the air for 2 minutes. So nebulizing, mesh nebulizers are actually pretty finicky. You need to be very careful with them.